morning and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, whatever the case may be. I apologize for the air conditioner noise, but it is still summer here and I need it. This is the first video of my third build other than the unboxing. And I'm doing things out of order a little bit because I want to answer some questions before I start on the top. The first thing I'm going to do, this is Indian Rosewood side, but it's a practice slash potential laminate side. It's a little bit thinner. It's like 0.65 millimeters thick as opposed to about 0.9. And I was tempted to videotape my first attempt, but I didn't want the distraction. So it was successful. It went quite well. And so I decided I'll videotape how I'm using my side bender with this, because when I do the actual sides, I may want to focus a little bit more. We'll see. So, let me rearrange the camera a little bit so you can see the table here, and we'll get started. Okay, first, this is stainless steel slat. This is the bottom one. I'll explain these in a moment. I figured out which direction I want this, and so I'm going to be very, very carefully move it over. And I'm going to first put down some parchment paper. This is to help prevent the wood from scorching, from burning, because we are applying some heat. Start off. Typically, from what I've seen, rosewood is supposed to bend easily, but since I'm new to this, I'm spraying more water than I've typically seen people use. The spray gun needs help. Most would just spritz it lightly. I'm not there yet. So I'm doing a little bit more of soaking action, I'm afraid. Oh man, I got a new sprayer. I didn't show you, should have. I marked right here, this is the center of the waist. I measured in, this is about where it'll be trimmed off. This is the upper bout, which is smaller. I cut it, hopefully, large enough. I took off some of it, and then it's the lower bout. So now what we're gonna do is, as I go along, I'm gonna keep marking that center line because I don't want to lose it. Wrap this up a little bit. And we're going to keep transferring that line as we go along. Okay. Whoops. And now, I'm going to lose. Now we're going to wrap it in tin foil. The purpose of the tin foil is to keep the moisture in. We're kind of steaming this, and this didn't rip well, so I'm going to do this. So I can feel good about that. Okay, same thing. Just over, transfer that. All right. Now, this is a silicone heating blanket. It's from Kinovo, and It was a lot cheaper. I saw some pretty good reviews on it. I did run into an issue that I'm not really thrilled about with it. And I might explain that as we go later. But the temperature seems to go up to temperature and then just drop. And I think I know how to get around that, but we'll see. Okay. And this is the top slat. Got a mark. I'm going to see if I can line up. Yep. Wait. Yeah, I'll move that down a little bit. Okay, that way I can just use the old marks. All right. Now, I have these metal clips. I'm only going to do this end because otherwise I won't be able to get it in my bending machine. It's going to be tricky anyway. So I'm going to move these over here and I'm going to rearrange camera. All right, so here's my bending machine. See if no, I'm still going to have to take that off momentarily. Get it in here. I guess I should just wait. Be easier. All right. Put more of these on, but I just want to make sure I don't lose that. All right. I built this a while ago, and until yesterday I had not used it. I'll put a link to that build. One thing I learned yesterday, one of the design decisions I made was to make this movable. I had not necessarily seen that on most models, but if I do different guitars, I wanted the flexibility to be able to shift it a little bit. But the one thing I had trouble keeping this lined up the way I wanted. So one change I made after yesterday is I drilled a hole, made these so that for this mold, because this mold comes out, I can just lean it and I know it's in the right position, because we have to make sure that the center of this is coming on the center that I marked here, and that's where it'll end up down when it gets to here. All right. Hopefully that's clear as mud. I'm going to put a few more on here. And we'll get going. The other decision I made on purchasing is I needed what looked like a meat thermometer. I've never used a meat thermometer before. I don't really eat steak. But problem I have with these is they tend to time out. But I'm going to put one back here. Actually, no. You won't be able to see. Probably I'm going to put it where I'm going to be able to see it better. On this side. Stick one on the ends. Actually, I want this one probably about here. One in this area. Okay. Make sure I get this nice and centered. That's pretty good. Pretty close to that. All right. Now, time to plug this in. And what I found is if I move it up to around 100, 110. It gets me close to temperature. And there it goes. Now while it does that, I'm going to bring this down. Yeah, I can already feel it getting warm. So that it kind of holds it in place. Looks good. Still looks good. Time for gloves. All right. So I want to get this up to at least probably 260. Maybe as high as 290. I don't want to go much higher than that. I got a little hotter on the first one. It didn't seem to cause any problems, but it's not necessary. We're getting in the middle, it's a little warmer. We're almost at 170, almost 160 here. Now we're climbing close to 170 here. You'll see these in a minute. This is for the upper bout to pull this down when I'm done. The lower bout. But the first thing we have to do is bring this down. Okay, we're almost at 200 there. Okay, we're about to 240 on this one. I'm going to start just tightening it a little bit. 250. And just about to 260. I'm going to back that off a little bit. Dropping a little bit. Back up. See, now it's dropping again, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to go down, back up. See if that resets it. No, not really well. That is the problem I'm having with this. Okay, it's going back up. So that's the trick, maybe, is turning it all the way down. Back up. That's kind of a pain. That's what it is. Okay. Still on center. Hold. Doing a little crunching. A little warm there. Oh, it's 275. That's going to drop now. Yep, starting the drop. I'm going to let, oh, it timed out. 264. Do it again. Way off. Back up. And that's still dropping. Take it nice and slow. Okay, now I'm just cranking it down. And there we are, and it's got to go down a little bit. It's getting too hot. All right. Now we're going to do the easy part. Pull these off. This goes there. The other side. Oops. And the foam that I'll ignore. All right. It's gotta go. Over that too. All right. Let's slowly bring this down. This is the easiest part. It's the widest turn. Okay. Then I'm going to, you can't see this. The spring's a little lax there on that side. So I'm going to do this. And do the other side. This is a much tighter spring. Much tighter. All right. And we'll start doing it on this side. All right, it sounded pretty good. I'm gonna let this bake for just a few minutes, and then I'll turn it off, and we're gonna let it set. All right, this is pretty well cooled off now. First thing I'm gonna do, well, actually, I guess I have to go in this direction. You can't see it on this side. Hopefully, I'll adjust the camera. What I did is that bottom one where you saw these fasteners, I tied string to it and basically wound it around the screw, and I'm going to show you why I did that now. I didn't want this springing back before I'm ready and possibly damaging this. So I'm going to move this. So the top one will come up, but the bottom one is still held down. So there you can see this is held down so it can't push up on this right away. Now we'll relax this. All right. And pull this out. One trick here, is to get this out. Let's do this. This. All right. Pull this out. Notice this is a little bit more problematic. Fortunately, the mold can just be slid out of the way, and then it comes right out. All right. All right. I'm gonna wrap this. there we go. Looks unburned, unscathed. That's just wet. All right. So I decided to put it in the mold to kind of see how it fits. These are to hold it in place because it needs a little more bending. But I think it's going to be pretty good. This could be tighter, but I don't know. Of course, the other ones I did were more like this anyway too. So, hey, I'm pretty happy. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I am going to go ahead and bend the other two off camera. There's no sense in repeating it. And after that, assuming success, we'll go from there. So, thanks a lot.